Hey everyone, Roblox reported first quarter earnings results. So in this video, I'm going to review its latest financial figures. I'm also going to update my buy, hold, or sell recommendation on Roblox stock in this video. So you're not going to want to miss that. Going into these earnings results, I had Roblox rated as a buy. So let's find out if anything in these quarter's results changed my recommendation. So revenue increased by 22% to 655 million, but its loss from operations worsened to 290 million, up from 152 million in the same quarter the prior year. So its loss more almost doubled from the same time the prior year. Daily active users increased to 66.1 million. This was up by 22% from last year and by 7.3 million from the previous quarter. A really good quarter of growth here in daily active users. Surprisingly, Roblox has continued to add daily active users even after the economic reopening. The company was a huge beneficiary of the pandemic as kids were sent home from school and extracurricular activities were closed. But despite popular opinion, the company continued to add on to that growth even after economic reopening. That's been impressive. Bookings increased by 23% to 774 million. This is the third straight quarter of accelerating bookings growth. That means the rate of increase is increasing. Not only did it increase by 23%, but that was higher than the rate of growth from the previous quarter, which was higher than the rate of growth from the quarter before that. Now, why is this important? Bookings is a crucial metric for Roblox. The company's platform is free to join and use, but if you want some of the premium items, you've got to put money on the platform to buy those items. The way they do this is you put money on the platform and you buy Robux, and then you can use those Robux on the company's platform to buy premium items. So when a customer deposits money onto the Roblox platform, Roblox counts that as bookings, right? If you deposit $100, that's $100 in bookings. That turns into revenue over 28 months. So $100 that you deposit, Roblox divides that into 28 and then counts that as revenue over 28 months. So what bookings actually shows us is a forecast into what Roblox's revenue is going to look like over the next 2 years. So the more bookings they get now, the better their revenue is going to be over the next 2 to 2.5 years. That's why bookings are so important for Roblox stock investors. The average booking per daily active users was flat year over year at $11.70. This too was the fourth consecutive quarter of improvement. This metric bottomed at negative 25% year over year in the first quarter of 2022. This is where Roblox faced the most significant headwind due to the economic reopening. In the first quarter of 2022 is when the economic reopening really gained momentum around the world. And the biggest hit to Roblox was a decrease in deposits, in people putting money on the platform. That went negative 25%. But ever since then, this metric has been improving and it turned flat year over year in the most recent quarter. Finally, cash flow from operations increased to 174 million. This was up from 156 million from the same quarter last year. So if you compare cash flow from operations to the loss from operations, you get two different stories into what's going on with Roblox. So let me kind of explain that. Roblox pays a considerable amount of its wages in stock-based compensation. Stock-based compensation is a non-cash expense, right? When a company grants options and stock grants, that's not cash that's going out. Those are stock-based compensation. And so they need to account for that on the income statement. And so it shows up there, and that's why you see the operating loss and the bottom line getting worse, losing more money. But then when you look at the cash flow from operations, which excludes the stock-based compensation, that shows an improvement because the company showed growth in revenue, growth in bookings, growth in cash coming in, and not so much cash going out, which in my opinion is more important than the accounting uh, losses and profits, because that tends to mask the underlying organic strength of the company. And one of the reasons is that what I discussed earlier in the video with regard to bookings. When people deposit money on the Roblox platform, Roblox spreads that out over 28 months. But that's money coming in today, and that's money that's going to be spent on Roblox. So by looking at the cash flow from operations, you get a more informative view of what's going on at Roblox. And so that's the metric I would advise investors to pay closer attention to with Roblox compared to its operating profits and losses, which are important also. Those are important to be sure, because the stock-based compensation eventually dilutes shareholders, and you get lower profits and you get lower earnings per share, lower free cash flow per share. So looking at both is important, but for Roblox, the cash flow is a more important metric. Finally, to answer the question, is Roblox stock still a buy, or am I changing my recommendation? The answer is Roblox stock is still a buy. It's still, there wasn't anything in these quarters results that changed my recommendation. In fact, these quarters results made my conviction on Roblox stock a little bit higher. It moved higher on my ranking due to the positive performance in this quarter. All right, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.